Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets of the corporate world. And boy do we have a juicy one today about Kilroy Realty, which seems to be shuffling its accounting deck while also setting up a new safety net for its top brass. We're diving into a recent filing from Kilroy Realty Corporation and its limited partnership, Kilroy Realty LP. This isn't just any update, it's a peek behind the curtain at some pretty significant changes in personnel and how they're planning to handle executive departures. First up, the big news is about who is in charge of the money numbers. Meryl Weber, who has been the Senior Vice President, Chief Accounting Officer and Controller, is stepping down from that specific role. Remember, she was supposed to stay on until January 2026, but that is changing early. Now, the company has appointed Chani Jalan to fill those shoes starting the 2nd of December. 2025, Chanai sounds like quite the expert. She has got over 20 years of experience in accounting and financial reporting, coming from a global blueberry producer called Fruitist. And before that, a huge name in commercial real estate, CBA Group. She has been involved in everything from CC reporting to financial controls. Her new role comes with a solid salary of $400,000 a year, a target bonus of 75% of that, and even a signing bonus. Plus, she is set to get some fancy stock awards next year, which is pretty standard for attracting top talent. What is important here is that Miss Jalan is coming in to take over the chief accounting reins, marking a shift in leadership for this crucial financial function. Now, moving on to something that affects not just the new chief accounting officer, but a whole host of top executives. The company's compensation committee has approved something called the Kilroy Realty Corporation Executive Severance Plan. Think of this as a new set of rules for what happens if certain key people leave the company, especially if it is not their choice or if there is a major change in ownership. They've also sent out notices saying that some existing employment agreements won't be renewed. This includes agreements with big names like Justin Smart, who is the president, Jeffrey Kelling, the chief financial officer, Heidi Roth, the chief administrative officer, and Elliot Trencher, the chief investment officer. So, what does this severance plan actually mean for these executives if their employment is terminated by the company without cause, meaning they weren't fired for a good reason like breaking rules or poor performance, and it is not due to death or disability? They'll get some nice benefits. They'll receive a year's worth of their base salary plus their target bonus, paid out over 12 months. But here is a kicker. If this happens within 2 years after a change in control, which basically means the company gets bought or merges with another, they get a much better deal, a year and a half of their salary and target bonus, all paid out in one lump sum. On top of the cash, they'll also get their health insurance premiums covered for up to 18 months. That is a pretty significant perk, especially after leaving a job. And if someone passes away or becomes disabled, they'll still get any unpaid bonuses and a prorated bonus for the year they can no longer work. It is worth noting that to get these severance benefits, except for death or disability, they usually have to sign a release saying they won't sue the company. This whole plan is designed to make sure these executives are taken care of financially if things change, which can help keep them focused on running the business without worrying too much about their own future if a major event like a takeover happens. The plan itself has a base term of 2 years and will extend automatically each year, unless the company decides not to extend it. And if a change in control happens during the plan's term, it automatically extends for 2 more years. This plan is filed as an exhibit, meaning the full details are available if you really want to dig in. But the main idea is to provide a structured way to handle executive departures that is consistent and in line with what other big companies are doing. So, what is the story here? On one hand, you have a new chief accounting officer coming in, suggesting a desire for fresh perspective or potentially addressing specific needs in financial reporting or controls. On the other hand, the implementation of a comprehensive executive severance plan coupled with renewal of employment agreements signals a strategic move. It could be about bringing more consistency to executive compensation and departure packages, or perhaps it is a preemptive measure in anticipation of potential future changes or market conditions. From a Warren Buffett perspective, you always look at how management treats its shareholders and its employees. Here, they are clearly providing a safety net for their top executives, which can be seen as a way to retain talent and ensure stability during uncertain times. However, the large payouts tied to a change in control might also make the company a more attractive acquisition target, as acquirers would know the cost of bringing in their own team. It is a balancing act. Now, looking at the bigger picture for Kilroy Realty, they are in the commercial real estate sector, which has seen significant shifts, especially with the rise of remote work. Their ability to adapt and manage their portfolio effectively, both financially and operationally, will be key. The appointment of Miss Jalen and the new severance plan are pieces of a larger puzzle demonstrating proactive management. While we don't have specific financial tables to deep dive here, these actions do suggest a company that is thinking ahead, managing its risks, and preparing for various scenarios. In conclusion, Kilroy Realty is making moves. They're bringing in new leadership for their accounting department and reinforcing their executive compensation and departure policies. This suggests a company that is focused on stability, compliance, and potentially strategic flexibility. We'll be keeping an eye on how these changes play out and what they mean for Kilroy Realty's future performance and its position in the market. Alright, that's our breakdown of this Kilroy Realty filing. What's your take on these executive changes and the new severance plan? Do you think it signals strength or something else? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this straight to the point analysis valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget, our Discord community is linked in the description where we discuss these filings and much more. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.